The 2025 Council Candidate Election Forum. On behalf of the Fort McMurray Chamber of Commerce, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Before we begin, we want to acknowledge the traditional lands and territories of the Indigenous peoples who have lived on and cared for these lands since time immemorial. The traditional lands of the Cree and Dene and the unceded territories of the Métis. We acknowledge and respect the histories, languages, and diverse cultures of the First Nations, Métis, and all First Peoples who have taken care of this land, and we are grateful for their contributions that continue to enrich our communities. As a chamber, one of our core pillars is advocacy, and with that comes a responsibility to ensure our members and the wider public are well informed when making important decisions. An educated vote is one of the most powerful tools we have in shaping our community's future, and tonight's forum is part of our commitment to providing that service. We know that these can be difficult choices. Some of the candidates here may be your friends, neighbors, or colleagues, but it is crucial to vote for the right candidate. Fort McMurray is the economic engine of the province, and the decisions made at the municipal level have a direct impact on how our businesses thrive. Local government plays a key role in areas like zoning, permitting, taxation, infrastructure, and community planning, all of which create the environment where businesses can either struggle or succeed. The right leadership will help us flourish even more. We want to extend our sincere thanks to the Landmark Cinemas for generously hosting us this evening in what is surely the most comfortable election forum in history. Thank you. And we're so grateful for their partnership in making this democratic process possible. Equally important is in the spirit in which we gather. This evening is about respectful debate, hearing different perspectives in a fair and open manner. The questions you will hear tonight were created directly from our Chamber's annual member survey and the roundtable discussions we held with businesses over the summer. This ensures the focus remains squarely on the issues that matter most to our business community. I'd like to take a moment to recognize our President and CEO, Diana. Diana's leadership and dedication are at the heart of the Chamber's work. She works tirelessly to advance the needs of our business community, building strong connections and championing the issues that matter most. Her vision and commitment are what allow us to create opportunities like this forum, where we can bring important conversations forward. It's also my pleasure to introduce our moderator for this evening, Jenna Hamilton-Giles. Jenna is a communications and fundraising professional with more than 7 years of experience in media, events, and community engagement. She has led major fundraising initiatives, built strong partnerships, and created campaigns that raise awareness on important issues. With a background in broadcast journalism, Jenna is passionate about storytelling and bringing people together to create an impact. Please join me in welcoming Jenna and in thanking her for hosting this forum for us.
Thank you so much, and thank you to the Chamber of Commerce for bringing us all together tonight. It's an honor to moderate this forum and to help guide the important conversations ahead. I'd like to remind you that the Chamber will also be hosting the mayoral election forum on October 1st from 6:30 to 9 p.m. at the Doug Barnes Cabin. We encourage you to attend and hear directly from the mayoral candidates as well. This evening, we are here to learn about the specific business priorities of the council candidates in the upcoming election. To help you continue your research beyond tonight, we'll be sharing a QR code in the slideshow with links to more information about each candidate. And the full recording of this forum will be posted on the Chamber's YouTube page in the beginning of October. Please keep an eye on the Chamber's social media channels for those updates. Before we begin, a quick word about tonight's format and expectations. Civility is the utmost importance. We ask candidates to respect one another. If anyone becomes aggressive, uses inappropriate language, or goes over their allotted time, their microphone will be cut. We also encourage candidates to focus on their own priorities and commitments rather than using this time to talk about others in the race. Everyone will have equal time, and we believe it is most valuable to use that time to share your own vision with the community. So the format tonight, we will start with opening introductions. Each candidate will get a minute and a half. Closing remarks, you will also get a minute and a half. And then there will be moderator-directed questions, which you will have 1.5 minutes to respond to if addressed directly. Each candidate will get 2 rebuttals to use throughout this evening. You will have 30 seconds in those time slots. The timing will be displayed on the theater screen for all to see, and the Chamber team members will move the microphone between candidates to ensure fairness. If a candidate goes over their allotted time, the microphone will be turned off. With that, let's get started. We'll begin with our introductions. Up first is Don Scott.
Hi, everyone. Everybody hear me okay? thank everybody for coming here today. I want to thank the Chamber for hosting this event and Diana D'Souza. And I want to thank all those who are here today who are running in the election. Having been an elected official before, I know it's no easy task, and I'm grateful that so many people here are supporting democracy. No matter who wins, I think democracy is critical to the future of this region and to the future of Canada and to the future of Alberta. So well done, everybody who's here. I'm really glad to see so many participate. I want to tell everybody a little bit about myself because some of you may not know who I am. So my name is Don Scott. I am a former business owner. I am married. I have 2 children. I originally came here about 25 years ago in about 1997. And my reason for coming to this region was opportunity. And that has never changed. This is, I consider it to be the greatest land of opportunity that there ever has been or will be. And that's why so many people from everywhere come to this community and why it's such a critical part of not only Alberta, but Canada. So I've had a history of service in this community, and I think everybody, a few people will know about my political service, but I want to mention some of the other service that I've done. I've been a volunteer. I have been on many boards, including the United Way board, which I was very proud of. I served for many years.
Thanks, Don.
Oh.
Next is Jennifer Vardy. Woo!
Thanks, everyone. I'm not as experienced as Don, so I can't go off script just yet. Hello, everyone. Thank you. Good evening. My name is Jennifer Vardy, and I'm running for council. I'd love to thank the Chamber for hosting this event and starting this very important conversation. There's a lot of fantastic people here, and your vote matters. I'm a mom. I'm a wife to a local business owner, a community advocate, and a champion, and I'm running to be your Ward 1 councillor. I spent more than a decade working inside systems that shape the region, such as government relations, strategy, and community development. I know how decisions are made, I know where ideas get stuck, and I know how to move ideas forward. I'm not running to learn how to do the job of a councillor, I'm running to do the job of a councillor. Experience matters. My campaign rests on 3 commitments: responsible investment that ensures taxpayer dollars are spent wisely, strategic development that supports smart growth and cohesive infrastructure planning, and experienced leadership that connects to the community and acts with integrity. Fort McMurray is filled with people and a region that has purpose. You deserve a councillor who matches its commitment with action, advocacy, and accountability. I have the experience that you can count on, and I would be honored to earn your vote. Thank you all for being here.
Thanks, Jen. And next we'll hear from Deborah Moses.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Deborah Moses, and I am running to be your Ward 1 councillor. I have been in the region since 1983, but for a while, came back in January of 2000. That's beautiful BC at +5 to -30 that year. But being a northern girl, that's no problem for me. I am officially retired from my job as the Chief of Staff for Member of Parliament Leila Goodrich. I've been working with her for 7 years. I have experience in federal, provincial, and municipal government. At the age of 13, I was the youngest employee for a municipality back home. So I've been a long-term working for various levels of government. I am a mother of 3. I am a mother of 10. I have 5 grandchildren with the Municipal Creek Band, 5 grandchildren with the Fort McCoy Band. I am here to stay. I'm here to serve, and I have been on several boards, basically for the municipality, as well as my condo board for Cedar Woods, and my apologies, that's okay. I came with no notes and my computer wasn't working, that's fine. I'm just going by the cup. I'm here to serve. I love serving. I've been involved in the community for the last 27 years, and I want to be able to serve you. I want to be able to take your questions and give them to council. I know how to receive.
Thank you, Deborah.
I know procurement.
Next year, fam from Gash.
Hello everybody, my name is Irfan Bangash. Born and raised in Pakistan and educated in the US, and I have degrees in computer science, finance, and public administration. I've been part of this community for the last 15 years, and ever since I just came here 15 years ago, I've been really involved with the community, especially with the youth and in sports. My expertise is mostly working with youth and non-profit organizations. I call myself a coach. I'm a former athlete. I cannot run fast anymore, so I'm retired now. But I still want to transfer that expertise that I have as an athlete to my younger generation. I've been very much involved with the community. I have achieved several awards. The biggest award that I can say of right now is the only cricket field in Fort McMurray has been named after me, called Irfan Bangash Cricket Field. My platform, I would say, is transparency, public services, accountability, industry and jobs, smart spending, youth, recreation, diversity, and inclusion. That's what I have.
Thank you so much. We'll hear from Corinne Dyer.
Hi, I'm Corinne Dyer, and I'm running to be your Ward 1 counselor. I'm born and raised in Fort McMurray. I had a stroke while I was pregnant, and I've been fighting for accessibility in this community. There's a lot of red tape, which is why I want to be your voice on the council. And thank you.
Thank you, Corinne. Up next is Renee Wells.
Well, I guess I'll go over here. All the crowd. Anyway, before I get going, I wanted to acknowledge Alan Grandison, a good friend and a colleague in the past. I know he's been through a lot, and I admire his tenacity. As I did last year when the issue of full-time versus part-time counselors was brought up. He, the late Jane Stroud, Mayor Bowman, they stood strong. So now then, who is Renee Wells? The RCMP transferred me here in 2007 on a 3-year plan. Seeing the opportunities for our family, my wife and I, we chose to make Fort McMurray our permanent home. This community has given us so much, and I'm committed to giving back. I believe government must be accessible, transparent, and focused on practical solutions that improve everyday life. I have 3 priorities: protecting people, their properties, and municipal infrastructure, transparency and accountability in governance. The third one is strengthening transportation networks. My senior leadership experience and years of volunteer service have prepared me to serve. I'm on a number of boards and committees throughout the municipality, whether in the municipality or outside government. Most important, I'm committed to listening to you, the constituents. And I welcome this opportunity tonight to speak. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Renee. We'll hear from Joe Neal.
Thank you, and good evening, everyone. It's my absolute pleasure to be able to spend some time here this evening with my colleagues. I'd like to thank the Chamber of Commerce for putting this event on and all the people behind the scenes who made this event possible tonight. Small business, I believe, is the heart of our community. Social profit, nonprofit, and volunteers are the lifeblood. So, as a former small business owner in Fort McMurray, I really do understand the necessity to be able to engage with different levels of government in order to make your business successful. Here today seeking your support, and hopefully you can learn a little bit more about me. And I've spent 35 years, my wife and I have built a beautiful life here. We're 4 children born and raised. And why I'm running is just, I'm really service motivated. I've spent time on the Cano College Board of Governors and the Northern Lights Health Foundation Board of Directors. And my wife thinks I have too much free time now, so I want to continue giving back to this community that has given so much to me and my family. And I do want to recognize fellow colleagues here tonight. It takes, I've learned a bit of courage to put your name forward in the ring here, and I think Fort McMurray is better off having such a wide selection of candidates here. I think it's the most I can remember. So good on everyone, and look forward to great discussion this evening. Thank you.
We're going to go to Jim Savage.
Hey everybody, thanks for being here. My name is Jared. I'm originally from Winnipeg. I moved here April 8th, 2007. The reason I'm running is because I've seen a lot of things on the council in the past that I think we obviously all can agree haven't been in the best interest for all of us. I believe in small business. We've lost a lot of small businesses lately. For example, Mitchell Sandwich Shop is a big one that we've lost. We need to do more for small businesses. I'd advocate for that. I would advocate on cutting the red tape. I'm a product of the system. I went to Cano College here. I've been here 18 years. Went through the trades program at Cano. Been working at Suncor since 2009. Dedicated to the community. Love volunteering for the community. I think we have a great mayor in Sandy Bowman, and I think that our last council has proved that you can have Peyton Manning at quarterback, but if you don't have a good O-line supporting you, you're not going to have the best thing to protect you guys. And that's what the council is for. The council is to protect you guys, so we need the best people to make the best decisions for all of you. So this October, whether you vote for me or whether you vote for any one of these wonderful candidates we have, please vote October 20th. Thank you very much.
Next speaker from Ty Grant.
Hi everyone, I'm Ty Grant. Welcome to my TED Talk. I've been living here for 14 years now. I came with 1 year plan to Ontario and fell all over the place. I could talk about all the things that I want to work on, but I think the biggest part is I just want to do what's best for the community. Should be listening instead of talking. That seems to be an issue around here. I think this is for service. That should be the main purpose of counselor, is for service to the community. So I've dedicated portions of my salary to charity each month, new one each month, a nonprofit. There are great candidates. There are others. Hopefully I'm one of the ones that you choose to step forward and be a voice for you. I've done quite a bit of extensive community charity work, and I hope to continue doing that. But it all comes down to just being accountable and listening to the people and what they're interested in. It's really not that hard to read an agenda. Shouldn't be that difficult to understand what you're dealing with and be prepared to vote the way that benefits most majority of people in the RWD. That's what I'm here for. Thank you.
Thanks, Jenna. Thanks, Ann and Dean. Sandy Bowman for being here and all the rest of the folks. Mark Twain said, when you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything, so that's what I'm going here. Basically, that's my MO when it comes to being a counselor here. I'll stand up to anybody. The status quo, the elites. I'm here for you people, not only small business, not only to create ideas. That's my forte. That's what I like to do. I have a lot of ideas as you're reading here. I come to council and share them. I'm not really shy, as you can hear my shaky voice here. Basically, I have 4 kids, 2 boys in grade 12, my daughter in grade 3, and the boy in grade 7, or grade 1. I was a late bloomer. I'm going to be 58 here in the next month. I just really would like to say that, again, re-emphasize the point that I'm willing to stand up for the people, first and foremost, and speak out as I do currently speak on occasion at council, willing to call people what they are and what they're doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Next is Tiffany Bennett.
Hi there, everybody. It's Felicity Bennett, and I'm running for council position for Ward 1. I strongly believe in proactive leadership, community-based solutions, and the power of unity. When we invest in our people, we invest in all of the futures of Fort McMurrayans. Right now, my platform has, I want a unified council, and I want proactive solution-based leadership, strong economic development, improved internal systems of governance, so that way we have systems that work for us and not against us. I'm a resident here in Fort McMurray my whole life. I've seen the struggles, but more importantly, I've also seen incredible potential for all of us to be prosperous. One of those hardships that we faced was a job action. Even in -50, I did not hesitate to stand up for women's rights or for children's rights. So nothing will hold me back in standing up for our Fort McMurray residents. Council should be in alignment with that as well. We should have a council that does reflect strong leadership qualities, like collaboration, and we should be setting a higher bar for that leadership so we can better serve our community and better serve all of our residents here. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. We will now hear from Funky Jogo.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Funky Jogo, and it is my joy to be here. Pleasure to meet all the people who are running for council, and I'm pleased to see so many people from our community showing the interest to come out and listen to us. Thanks to Chamber of Commerce and also to Landmark Cinema. Again, I'm Funky Jogo. I'm a mother of two. I'm a friend of many. I have been on council for almost 4 years, and it's been my pleasure. It's been a lot of work. It's come with a lot of challenges, and that's why we're there. And so I'm ready for 4 more. And the reason when people ask me, first of all, personally, I am not tired of serving. I still want to do more. And strategically, there's some things I started working on with the help and support of Mayor Bowman and my colleagues. And those things are not yet fully done. I would like to see them be actualized. One of them is localization of jobs. And I know that's in the heart of everyone who's listening to me. So we started working with the industry that motion was moved, and thanks to them, it passed, but we haven't seen a lot of movement towards that. I would also like to see us diversify this economy.
Thank you, Funky.
Thank you.
We will now hear from Dr. Isaac J. Azalea.
Good evening, everyone. Sorry, I'm just under the weather, so my voice might not be so great. I want to acknowledge the land where we're standing, the land that has allowed my family and I to live, work, and play. Thank you for Chamber of Commerce for organizing this and my colleagues that are here. Who is IJ? IJ is a mother, she's a philanthropist, an educator, an entrepreneur. I stopped my husband from doing flying out and we relocated here over 15 years now. And we continue to give to the community. After the wildfire, there was a gap in the academic sector of the kids. And I decided to leave my 6-figure job to start a small business. For everyone that owns a business here, you know how tough it is. Going through permits, trying to establish something, even the rental is crazy. I started from my basement, went to my garage, and then went to a school and got into a space. It is tough to own this business here. I've served in several boards and I continue to serve NGOs, political parties, the mayor and council's elected committees. But very passionately, I want to see business thrive in Fort McMurray. We're a land that is blessed with so much resources, but it's not as if it's getting to the people. The small businesses that are the fiber of our community are not getting there. Our NGOs, those are the people that touch the grassroots. where the government and the federal and the provincial cannot reach. We need to support them to do more.
Thank you, IJ.
Good evening, everyone. I'm running for Ward 1 for council as well, and I'm really happy to be here tonight, and I want to thank the Chamber for putting on this important event. This conversation that is long overdue, even though it seems like we've been having the same conversations over and over again. Being elected, I wanted to start putting some of those conversations and ideas into actions. It's been 4 years or so that I've not been on council. I was in council from 2017 to 2021, and then I worked in the social profit world in Fort McMurray for 2 years. So I have lots of different experience to bring to the table. But in the last 3 years or so, I've talked to a lot of business owners, and they're saying over and over again that they're tired of surveys, they're tired of roundtables, they're tired of committees. So I think it really is time, and if anybody knows me, I'm never afraid of backing up from our decision, so I would definitely be taking that to the table. I'm really looking forward to the conversation for this evening, and I thank the Chamber once again. Thank you.
We're now hearing from Dogar Shafiq Mohammed.
Sorry, I have a sore leg. Sorry. Good evening. Dogar Muhammad Shafiq is my name. I'm presently a city councillor for 2-3 days more. Surely, if I am elected, I'll serve you. And I came with the opinion of a little different. You know, a councillor is a bridge between the residents and the administration. He gets the problems from the community and think over it and pass it on to the administration. Administration evaluate it, and then we come to one solution. With that, you know, I try to do what all is possible. You see, I have to put up motions to get my ideas approved. And the first, for which I am proud of, is $40 million for South Side slowdown. I am proud of my experiences as a truck driver. I gave the certain reasons, and it was flopped. Then the 7 million that in the Franklin, a land was given, 7 million lost to the municipality, to one of their friends. And again, I was on holidays. I came back, I made a noise, and after 3 years, now it is being reversed. Whenever I went to back, you know, something extraordinary wrong was done. Like first time, once I went, 5 years extension was given to CEO, whereas I was insisting for 1 year. And the second time, done? Few more things. You know, I appreciate all those senior people, and I advise you one thing, that don't go for the snake.
Dogar. Don't make me stand up. Thank you. We will now hear from Mike Allen.
Thank you. Yeah, I also had a long drawn-out speech, but I'm not going to go there. I'm Mike Allen, and I'm working to earn your support to return to council. I guess my journey began back in, who am I? I'm 32 years in Wood Buffalo, raised my children here. I was a small business owner, and I started my community advocacy actually with the Chamber of Commerce. I served 2 terms as the president of the Fort McMurray Chamber, and then was first elected to council in 2007, again in 2010. And then along with Don Scott, we decided to make the jump into provincial politics and became your MLAs in 2012, and then returned back to local politics in 2017. I've always been a strong, passionate member of this community. When it comes to the chamber and small business, the word is that the chamber is the voice of business. I can tell you the chamber is the voice of the community, because the Chamber of Commerce and small business the arts, community, and social profits accounts for about 70% of the quality of life in every community in this province and in this country. So I'm there to passionately advocate for that. My platform is comprised primarily of four key pillars, and that is with effective government and with this strong governance and effective fiscal management, economic recovery and growth of the region, a focus on core services, and community safety and preparedness. Now, over my terms, I believe I've gathered and developed the skills, knowledge, and governance experience that will be an asset to the next team.
Thank you, Mike. We will now hear from Luana Bussier.
Hi everybody, my name is Luana Bussier, and I actually wasn't invited tonight because I just filed yesterday and I just found out about this, so I am woefully unprepared, and it is the most uncomfortable feeling for me. That's not how I operate. So I said my name is Luana Bussier. Some of you may recognize the last name. The other Bussier that is currently serving on council is in fact my big brother. Older brother, which should be obvious by looking at us. But, and so I've been asked, are you running? You want to be a slate? You have a shared agenda? No. The truth of the matter is I'm retiring on January 9th, 2026. In May 2024, May 20th, I lost my husband. So my world looks, oh my God, my world looks different. So I decided to lean into what I know best, and that's service. So I didn't want to serve on boards. I'm leaving the nonprofit sector after 25 years, so I needed to step away from my peers and not become their boss. And what better way to serve than at a macro level where you can affect change that serves the whole community. So that's why I put my name forward, and that's why I want to serve. I probably know less about business than anyone in this room. So please set your bar low for what you hear tonight. But no, I am exceptionally good at listening.
And we will hear from Christine Kendall.
Hello. I'm Christine Kindop. I moved to Fort McMurray. Well, actually, I came to Fort McMurray when I was just turned 18 years old. I came here to visit my sisters for 2 weeks, and I never left. I'm still here. I've seen Fort McMurray grow. I've seen Fort McMurray shrink. I've seen lineups go from out the door to just a few people in the lineup. I've worked alongside many of you in this room. And I'm not shy to say that, I feel the struggles that a lot of people feel because I'm on that level with you. I think me running for Ward 1 Council, I don't have anything to gain and I don't have anything to lose by sitting here and putting my name forward. I have a lot of strengths and I have a lot of abilities. I have a lot of passion. And alongside many of these people, I think we're all fighting for the same thing. So I don't want to bore you with the same speech as everybody else. But I will tell you that I'm here to serve you. I'm here to be your voice. I'm here to put action forward. And I'm not afraid to say what needs to be said. But with that, I'm just going to leave it at that. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, we're going to jump into the questions now. I will just remind you guys that you have 1.5 minutes for moderator-directed questions, and you get 2 rebuttals this entire evening. That will be 30 seconds each. I will keep track of your rebuttals. Thank you. Okay. Our first question is going to go to John Scott, and the question is, many businesses report rising franchise fees for electricity and natural gas. What would you propose as a councillor to ensure energy costs remain competitive while maintaining infrastructure?
That's a great question. There is an opportunity in Fort McMurray to develop our own utility company. Other municipalities have done that in Alberta, and the industry that we have surrounding us has excess electricity. So it's a great opportunity for us to develop our own utility company, and we can, in fact, lower utility rates through that process. It's something that was explored historically, but never utilized. I believe it's something that we could do, and it would have a big improvement in our region. Right now, I believe we're charged the rural rates, so we are charged a higher rate. It's, I gotta say, this is not just my idea, it's something I've discussed with the Mayor Bowman, who's up in the audience, and others. So I know that this can be done, and I think it's a great idea myself, but I don't take full credit for it.
Thank you so much. You guys will hear the same question asked to multiple candidates, but it is just to get a perspective on the different individuals who are running. So the same question is going to go to Jennifer Vardy, and I will repeat the question each time for the people who do have it. So many businesses report rising franchise fees for electricity and natural gas. What would you propose as a councillor to ensure energy costs remain competitive while maintaining infrastructure?
We're coming in with the hard questions. Hey, Jenna, I have to follow up after Dawn. Full disclosure, energy and that conversation about having our own electricity is not something that I'm familiar with, and it's something that I need to learn more about. However, I do know that the RMWB, the current council, Mayor Bowman, has been advocating to make sure that we have consistent, reliable, and fair energy rates across our region, and that is something that I can get on board with. Do I know what that looks like? I don't, but I know that we want to make sure that we're not paying an astronomical, that's not a word, making sure that we're not paying a ridiculous amount for the energy that we're receiving here in Buffalo. Thank you.
And Deborah. Yeah. Many businesses report rising franchise fees for electricity and natural gas. What would you propose as a councillor to ensure energy costs remain competitive while maintaining infrastructure?
Thank you very much for that question. It's a really hard one. I do have to say that Dawn's came out with something really good, because I do know all the sites have their own energy that we can probably use that resource and deliver it to the residents of Fort McMurray, Fort Chip. We pay astronomical fees for distribution. Our distribution rates are crazy. They are more than what we pay in electricity. I would like to see how we can do that, and Mayor Bowman and other council members have been working on that, and we need to really have that topic of conversation, not only with the energy providers, but with the province of Alberta. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question will go to Irfan. Given that 23% of businesses cite complex permit processes as barriers to growth, what specific changes would you advocate to streamline permitting and cut red tape?
That's an important question for all the businesses, whether it's small business, homeowner business, or large. So, small business and homeowner businesses are the backbones of our local economy, as we all know. But there have been so many hurdles and red tapes that come in the middle. So, what I would propose a citizen portal where all the new small businesses or entrepreneurs can bring out their ideas and come up with a plan and policy that we can reduce the fees or maybe eliminate the fees for permits and licensing for new entrepreneurs and new businesses. So that is what we can do to attract the new businesses and new entrepreneurs. Beside that, I believe there's so much that could be done, but new policies have to be implemented.
Thank you. We'll have Corinne answer the question. So given that 23% of businesses cite complex permit processes as barriers to growth, what specific changes would you advocate to streamline permitting and cut red tape?
There might be a stuttering Stanley, but so I would like a one-stop business desk at City Hall and a single online license application with a 5-day turnaround. We need to treat small and home-based businesses with the same urgency as large industry. Also, I would like to lean into Startup Biomed because they are a phenomenal resource that I've used personally, and they are not given enough credit. So I would think that we could partner with them a little bit more. Thank you.
Thank you. And Mike, given that 23% of businesses cite complex permit processes as barriers to growth, what specific changes would you advocate to streamline permitting and cut red tape?
You know, cutting red tape's always been a priority, both at the municipal level and the provincial level. Municipally, we're guided by provincial legislation. We also have a number of statutory documents in place, such as the Land Use Bylaw or Municipal Government Act. We're guided by that in our planning processes. However, there's a lot of just small detail in there that tends to get so cumbersome at the administrative level. Unfortunately, council doesn't direct that. It's a policy-driven process, and it's a matter of us reviewing those processes again. I know there's been work done in this term. There was work done in the previous term, and I think it's time for us to take another peek at it as well to see where we can streamline it a bit more. We do have an effective administrative team, and really I would be working with them to make sure that the recommendations come forward in a way that's going to be encouraging for business that's existing and new business to come here and set their stakes here as well.
Thank you. We have two individuals who would like to rebut the question. So Don was the first one to wave at me, so you have 30 seconds, Don.
Yeah. Thank you. The comment I want to make is government needs to get out of the way of business. And we are in a competitive environment with other municipalities. If businesses have a hard time relocating here, they're going to go elsewhere. So I would suggest a checklist system and a 30-day to 45-day automatic approval process. And if a person submits an application, they should get a response, otherwise it's approved. And I think that would give us an incentive, and it's a customer service approach that I think is really important.
Thank you, Don. And Christine would also like to answer the question. You have 30 seconds.
Thank you. As much as I would like to agree with Don and Afrin, I do believe that this process should be a tiered process. So if you've got corporations, the corporation should be on a different tier as opposed to a small business owner. Creating that tier will speed up the process, especially when it comes to a dollar value, because we know that things are expensive. Small businesses can't afford to pay the same thing as a corporation.
Thank you, Christine. Our next question will go, oh, sure, one more.
So for the red tape, are we able to digitalize whereby you put, this is 21st century, we don't need to carry papers around. If we can digitalize our system, where you put in your permit or your request, you see the process go through from start to finish. And if there's any need for you to resubmit any document, then you have to submit it. We don't have to go to the offices and start knocking on doors. This is 24th century. We can
thank you so much.
This.
Okay, our next question will go to Renee. And it is, with tax competitiveness a top concern for 38% of businesses, how will you work to keep municipal taxes, levies, and fees competitive and stable?
Well, thank you very much for that question. I've always believed that businesses need stable, predictable taxes, balanced with competitive rates and value for money. I think that we talked about red tape. We need to streamline regulations to cut red tape, and the role of council in that regard would be conditions for entrepreneurs to thrive. Just want to go back quickly too on red tape. I belong to the the Development Advisory Committee, and while I wasn't on that working group, I have to say that I had pressed administration for a feedback system, much like you see in hotels and car rentals when you come back from your trip, to understand what it is that's working and what's not. And based on that feedback, you make those changes, incremental changes. I believe highly in that, and I would want to expand that to other departments and other services that are provided within the municipality. Thank you.
Thank you. Ty, same question.
Oh, great.
With tax competitiveness a top concern for 38% of businesses, how will you work to keep municipal taxes, levies, and fees competitive and stable?
That's a great question. I don't know. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not an accountant and I'm not a business owner. This isn't my forte. This would be something that I would reach out to the businesses and ask what they think works best for them. It's not in my wheelhouse, but it is possible to listen and find out. That's my answer. So I don't have anything more than that.
Thank you so much. And Joe, same question. With tax competitiveness a top concern for 38% of businesses, how will you work to keep municipal taxes, levies, and fees competitive and stable?
Wow, I had a good answer for the first two. I don't know about this one. But I think that ties into utilities as well as other costs that business owners incur. And I don't want to use the term red tape, that's so politically charged, but I think the process that entrepreneurs, business owners, it needs to be transparent and it needs to be efficient. And that goes from utilities, where I think everyone's tired of paying the distribution charges. We have a site north of town that produces surplus electricity that is not being sold to the grid because the grid doesn't need it. So yes, data centers are looking for us in Fort McMurray because we have stable, reliable electricity. On the taxes side, I think it comes down to value and predictability. No fluctuations in what value me as a business owner is getting for the taxes that I'm paying. And I think there needs to be more value than cost involved with that. Is that close?
Pretty much.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, great. And our next question will go to Jared. Since only 18% of businesses have interacted with elected officials, how will you maintain regular engagement with local businesses to ensure their concerns are heard?
Hey, thanks for your question. Once again, I think small businesses are the heart of the community, and they are essential for keeping residents here in town and retaining residents. What I would do for the businesses, I would do more community events. For example, maybe golf tournaments or marathons, things like that, where we could have these small businesses go out. We could have them all network. We could have them advertise. We could do things for the community to really promote these businesses and really get them thriving again. Aside from that, just being a good community member, going out there every day, talking with the business owners. I'm looking out in the crowd here. I see quite a few business owners and former business owners, and I have touched base with them and talked with their struggles in the past, and I look forward to hearing more of them so we could address them on council in the future.
Thank you. Luana, same question. Since 18% of businesses have interacted with elected officials, how will you maintain regular engagement with local businesses to ensure the concerns are heard?
I just about ran out the door when I heard the first question. Like, to me, that instantly tells me that people don't feel heard. That is really low engagement. So clearly businesses and people who own businesses are feeling powerless to have a response from their elected officials, and that needs to change. I know one thing I am really good at, and that's listening. I could bring 6 people into the room with 6 different opinions and come away with a solution, and everybody felt like they won. That is one of my strengths as a social worker. So this I could work with, and I could do this. I have no idea what we're doing about tax, like electricity though, not a clue. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Clyde, same question. Since 18% of businesses have interacted with elected officials, how will you maintain regular engagement with local businesses to ensure their concerns are heard?
Okay, so the question, like Corinne said earlier, I would take advantage of the business initiative support that we have currently. Like, I'm a member of YMM Startup and Makerspace. I would have our council obviously sit together and collaborate in respect to whatever concerns that do come up with small business. Anyone who would, obviously, I think we should be approachable as counselors and allow someone that's looking for a voice to be represented by us. And sadly, we've seen people that need a voice in their city and they can't even get, they're out there in the coldest part of the winter, can't even get to talk to politicians. So basically, I think it boils down to how receptive are you as an elected official to go out and be the voice for those people that need your voice. That's it.
Thank you. Our next question is to Tiffany. Business leaders stress the need for incentives to fill empty storefronts and better marketing of local opportunities. What programs would you support to attract and retain talent and revive downtown commercial space?
In order to retain retention, I do believe that they should be investing in the education. So secondary education opportunities would definitely make it more attractive. In terms of marketing, there's lots of incentives that they can use. Just like certain things like making the businesses look more beautiful or look more presentable. Even doing infrastructure changes as well would also enhance the efficiency. Regarding education though, I do think that adding more diversity in our programs would overall keep more retention because all of our high school graduates would be able to have more options and they would have more ableness to actually build a long-term life here, and that's where we would sustain a lot of retention.
Thank you. Jay, same question. Business leaders stress the need for incentives to fill empty storefronts and better marketing of local opportunities. What programs would you support to attract and retain talent and revive downtown commercial space?
So for the downtown commercial space, we have a lot of empty stores there. What if we reduce the tax on there? Or even levy empty spaces so that we'll make the business, the property owners, fill up those space. 6 months incentive, would that help them? Because we need those spaces to be filled. Right now it's making our downtown not look good. Also, we can advocate for tax break. We can promote local opportunities where we launch targeted campaign showcasing job opening, lifestyle. People want to move here, but if the healthcare system is not well equipped, they won't come in. Our youth want to stay back, but if they don't get jobs, they will leave. So can we continue to promote that collaboration between Keano College and the industry and local businesses so that the youth can stay? Everybody wants to stay here, I can tell you the truth. But if we don't have infrastructures to help them stay, a lot of families now don't even have doctors for their pets. They have to travel far. That will make them leave. People travel out for medical care. If we can improve our own infrastructures here, I tell you, people will want to stay in Fort Mac. Thank you.
Thank you. Punky, same question. Business leaders stress the need for incentives to fill empty storefronts and better marketing of local opportunities. What programs would you support to attract and retain talent and revive downtown commercial space?
Thank you. We've talked about tax incentives and we need it. And one of the challenges is the cost of rentals downtown. It's really, really high, and a lot of people are running away from the amount of money they have to pay before they pay themselves and pay the workers. So as a municipality, we have to look at how we can incentivize the businesses, give them tax breaks. And when it comes to attracting and retaining talents, and especially the kind of workers that we need here, we need to continue to work collaboratively with Keano College. Keano doesn't have the final say about how many local students can be Fort McMarians. Unfortunately, the province feed the classes. but we are pushing for that. So I want us to continue to push for increase to the number of local students. So if they study here, then they can stay here. We also need to work on upgrading Piano College. We need to continue to advocate. Every problem in the province, in the region is our problem, even if it's province to solve. We must continue to work on this and ensure that we have the people. We need entertainment. It might not mean a lot to me, but a 22-year-old needs entertainment. Thank you so much.
A few people would like to add to that question, so Mike is first. And the question is, business leaders stress the need for incentives to fill empty storefronts and better marketing of local opportunities. What programs would you support to attract and retain talent and revive downtown commercial space?
I need way more than 30 seconds. As someone who owned a local business, a small business downtown for more than 30 years, and operated, I think this goes back to collaboration again. But back in the 90s, we had a lot of slippage studies that were done back when I was the chamber president as well. And we were focusing on how do we get people to keep shopping locally. Back then, there was no online shopping either. So we engaged and we had some successes. We need to have the municipality partner with the chamber.
We have a lot of people. Next will be Ty. And the question, the business leaders stress the need for incentives to fill empty storefronts and better marketing of local opportunities. What programs would you support to attract and retain talent and revive downtown commercial space?
30 seconds, let's do this. Okay, so I put out an idea out on Facebook, just a random thought, and I got a great education on the topic. One thing that came to mind was something that I kind of despise in my own life. I think when you, for example, a cell phone company wants to give incentives to new customers, but you've been there for 14 years and you don't get the benefit. So I can tell you one thing I won't support is something that's for new customers or new businesses. If it applies to one, it should apply to all.
Thank you. And Verna? We're just going in the order that people raise their hands. Yes.
Thanks, and great question. First of all, we need a needs assessment. If you just put in new businesses in empty spaces, it doesn't mean that they're going to survive or thrive in Fort McMurray. About 12 years ago, there was an assessment done. It's long overdue that we do another one, do it in cooperation with industry and chamber, and really talk to the employees and business owners as well, and see if we can do a training program with the business owners so that they have good hospitality, good customer service, people are happy. They're going to
Thank you, Verna. And Clyde?
This question about incentives is something I actually brought before council. My idea was to spend the money to give everyone in our community a business card that rewards them for shopping local, rewards them for business in Edmonton for using it, rewards them for voting. It's designed to strengthen our community, and it's an idea I brought to council. Not one council member, only the mayor I think maybe asked a little question about it, but it's an idea I've had for a long time, is that we have a reward system for incentivizing business here in our community.
Thank you. And Jen would like to answer as well.
One strength of council is a councillor is knowing what projects are working and when to look at new ones. And I just want to acknowledge that we do have the downtown revitalization program that has been incredibly successful, and has been so successful that actually 2 weeks ago, Councillor Weigel had made a motion to do a regional incentive program. So something that I wanted to echo is knowing when projects are successful to not have to reinvent the wheel, but to look and see what's working and keep building off that. Thank you.
Thank you. You want to go too? Okay, cool. And Corinne.
So one of my ideas was a targeted vacancy tax to motivate landlords to fill long empty storefronts. So, for example, the one behind KFC downtown that's been sitting empty for years, and also leaning into Startup YMM. I think that would help a lot. And taking a public inventory of available spaces will bring new shops and services that keep skilled workers and their families here. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question will go to Dogar. We'll move on. Yeah. So Dogar, your question is, entrepreneurs report difficulties with licensing and an imbalance favoring large corporations. How would you level the playing field for small and home-based businesses?
Thank you very much for the nice question. I was a new councillor, and my way of presenting on the council was not that I am given a question and I run away and start speaking. I make a deliberation, I try to understand it, and then I discuss it with the community and take a feedback, and then I make it and pass it on. Michael Dott is here, thankful to him for helping me. Von Jessam is here, thankful to helping me. As far as the licensing is concerned, yes, it's not all that difficult. I'm a trucking or taxi, I never found any difficulty. Our, administration, they are quite helpful to that. And you see, certainly I can take more feedback from the community engagement. I have been, as a part-timer, went to 6 community engagements. The 2, Councillor Funky Majoko was also there. And surely, those who have done full-time, they can tell more about you. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. And Vernon, you'll have the same question. I'll repeat it. Entrepreneurs report difficulties with licensing and an imbalance favoring large corporations. How would you level the playing field for small and home-based businesses?
Thanks for the question, Jenna. Again, great question, but to level the playing field is probably the first step that we need to take. Corporations should not be getting their licenses any quicker than the regular business that's being opened downtown. I know that administration takes pride and they've won awards for making that process a bit more streamlined. So I think with some encouragement, administration would definitely work on that as well. Sorry, just having a moment. Small businesses have small businesses have been very vocal about what they need done in the community. And the business licenses, I've talked about it in the past, and I've said that there should be a moratorium for at least 2 years to give those businesses a better head start on the licensing fees. So just put the moratorium on the fees for that 2-year period to give them a little bit of extra cash to open those doors, honestly. And definitely had a moment. Thank you.
Thank you. Christine, same question. Entrepreneurs report difficulties with licensing and an imbalance favoring large corporations. How would you level the playing field for small and home-based businesses?
Like I said earlier about the tier, I think the tier is a good idea, because home-based businesses shouldn't be the same as a corporation. So I don't understand why small businesses have to suffer through application and take so long to apply that application and able to get their permit. I think red tape review every so often is also needed so they can eliminate those barriers for small businesses and home-based businesses. So I think that there's a lot of great ideas out there that we can put forward. But I think what most would be to ask the people in the community and the business owners of where they're struggling and how us as a future council can help them move forward with that and give them the tools that they need to be successful.
Thank you so much. Our next question will go to Irfan. So high youth unemployment and did you want to go back? I'm sorry. Oh, sure, yeah.
Thank you. As someone who's been in the business of helping others, I firmly believe that belongs on the front line, on the front end, where employees of the municipality understand that people are struggling, that they step forward and offer that help and assistance. I know many great employees have adopted that mindset, and I just think that we need to have more of a level playing field in that end, to ensure that people understand that there might be some people out there who are struggling.
Thank you, Renee.
Let's help them. Thank you.
Have a moment. Okay, so we're going to move on to Funky then. Funky, you have 30 seconds.
Thank you. I just want to talk briefly, refer to the red tape. And I will borrow the slogan from Mayor Bowman, common sense. We don't have to waste people's time because the business is changing from one building, same building, but similar businesses and simple things that can bring changes to our process. We need to do that. For retention, to have the stores, to have the incentives and tax break is not the only thing that will solve.
Thank you, Funky.
10 seconds.
And Tiffany.
What would help local businesses thrive is subsidizing rent for newer businesses to allow them reasonable startup time for long-term sustainability. Even doing subsidizing for the startup for marketing would also help. Any kind of reporting, putting any kind of digital tracker systems in there just kind of help them be able to thrive easier, helping their streamline their processes and auditing. And also, once they do start to thrive, doing incentives for local hiring would also help our economy and provide more jobs for our people. And just being able to help flourish with that.
Thank you. And Clyde.
I believe we have 7 marijuana shops here in town, and we don't have a place that can grow it here. When in Yellowknife, they have a highly successful business called Arctic Farm that's been producing and selling marijuana here in Fort McMurray. So now that they have new genetics that can grow at our latitude, it's almost zero cost to use sunshine to grow marijuana outdoors and create a secondary industry producing it and selling it locally here in our own city. There's one idea.
Thank you so much. Okay. And Joe.
Thank you. I think with the business license and permitting, that consistency comes into play again. I've recently gone through a process of getting a business license in a fully permitted building that was the owner of the company that I work for, and it was a process. Also, home-based business, when parameters change when you renew your license, that's not good for a business owner to have consistency and predictability in their business. And I think those are 2 areas for improvement. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, our next question is going to Irfan. High youth unemployment and skills gaps were noted. What initiatives would you champion to improve access to job training programs and align education with local economic needs?
That topic is close to my heart. As a counselor, I will prioritize youth employment and workforce retention. And for that, there is a strengthening and alignment needs to be done between schools, industry, and training providers. We need better alignment between education and the job available in a region. As a small business owner myself, I hire employees as new youth as well as experience, so the youth can learn from the experience and they can be trained together for the next step. So there is an alignment, there is a partnership needs to be done between schools, industry, and service and the training providers.
Thank you so much. Dawn, same question. High youth unemployment and a skills gap were noted. What initiatives would you champion to improve access to job training programs and align education with local economic needs?
Yeah, if you want people to stay here, then you should train them here, and ideally, you should train the students that live here. So Keanu College is going to be key, and one of the things that I would say that I know Keanu's advocated is the Polytechnic. Shifting to a Polytechnic will give Keanu more ability to have local students attend and take a more diverse range of programs, and that, I hope, will help more young students stay in this community. So I'm a big believer in education, and I think we need to make sure that there's the proper incentives in place for our young people to stay here. And one of them is access to education. And so that's something I advocate to my core, and I truly believe.
Thank you so much. Our next question goes to Jennifer, sorry. With 70% of businesses affected by crime, what specific public safety and infrastructure investments will you support?
Fantastic question. I hope Renee answers after, because Renee is a former RCMP officer. We also serve on the Wood Buffalo Development Advisory Committee, where I serve as vice chair. And this conversation took place a lot. There was vandalizations in the downtown. People did not want to have their businesses and their storefronts downtown because of the crime rate that was happening, the loitering and things like that. I had mentioned before the downtown revitalization program, and one of the aspects of that was crime prevention via, the word I'm looking for is lost, but having structural spaces in front of your storefront to eliminate crime. And that was one of the initiatives the municipality was supporting. Another one is ensuring that we have a strong relationship with our RCMP, and they're doing that community-based and on-the-street protection for our small businesses. And I do have to give a shout out to the RCMP. I see a lot of men in shorts on bikes in the downtown, and they've been doing a fantastic job of keeping our storefront safe and our downtown safe as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. And Corinne, same question. 70% of businesses with 70% of businesses affected by crime, what specific public safety and infrastructure investments will you support?
I would work with the RCMP to put harsher punishments on these people that are committing the crimes in the first place, because that's a no-brainer. And also, there's drug paraphernalia found downtown, defecation on properties and stuff like that. And I think that stronger policing is needed. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Jared, same question. With 70% of businesses affected by crime, what specific public safety and infrastructure investment will you support?
In terms of public infrastructure and investment, I think you need to look at the core root of the problem, and we need to look at why crime's happening, especially in the downtown area. And, I think we do have a mental health issue, and I do think we have homeless encampments, and I do think that we need more programs to support those people. I have been speaking to a lot of business owners downtown, and a lot of the crime that they face seem to be people who are facing hard times. And I think if we had more programs to support people who are in these hard situations, maybe we could start reducing crime. I believe in more enforcement as well. I have been having discussions with the chief of police of the RCMP here in town, actually discussing strategies on what we can do, and I focus on having a great relationship with the RCMP to get a better understanding of why the crime is happening and what we can do to counteract it. Thank you.
Thank you. And Renee, you have 30 seconds.
In 2007, 78% of what we did in the RCMP was downtown. And that correlated with a greater presence downtown, and proactive presence. And so I would want to see that reintroduced again. I would correct somebody that the police don't punish people. We do work with other agencies, and or at least I did when I was with the RCMP, because it is a collaborative approach, and that also involves businesses. We need to get you more involved as well. Thank you.
Thank you. And Ty, you have 30 seconds.
Okay, so RCMP actually do a fantastic job here in collaboration with our peace officers and our bylaw enforcement and our sheriffs. We have ample policing. What we have, unfortunately, is a justice problem. I encourage you, as citizens, go to Monday morning court. Go see what happens when someone's actually charged. The police have done their work. They've put forward their report. They get a slap on the wrist, and they're out the same day. This isn't something the council here can fix. This is a nationwide problem, but you need to be aware of why these things are happening. It's unfortunate, but it's not the police fault.
Thank you. And Mike would also like to
Well, I gotta say, I actually haven't really noticed men in shorts. I can't tell you, the types of crime are different in every different region of the municipality. The RCMP does do an annual review with council, and there is an annual survey that goes out there and getting feedback from the residents as to what their concerns are. We need to encourage them to continue with that, and there's also design by environment. So we can do more lighting, we can do more. It all depends on where that area is, and there are certain things that deter crime in certain
Thank you, Mike. We are just going to go back one question. There was 3 ladies who we missed wanting to rebut. So we're going to go back to the high youth unemployment and skills gap were noted. And first will be Tiffany. So high youth unemployment and a skills gap were noted. What initiatives would you champion to improve access to job training programs and align education with local economic needs?
One of the programs that I think that they should put more into is the RAP program, bring that back and be able to support more trades programs and skills. Also do more co-op programs, but also maybe incorporate some of our degree programs into that as well. We do have high demand for specific education positions, but I find that lots of youth here may not be able to afford it because it is very expensive. So I propose to have cheaper subsidized education once you pass your first year.
Thank you.
Your next year it's cheaper, and then
Thank you. And Christine.
The youth in this community, they are our future generation. So why wouldn't we put a priority on them? Why wouldn't we put a priority on education? Why wouldn't we put a priority on making sure that they're employed? Why wouldn't we put a priority on even creating a mentorship program within this community? So we have all these sites, we have all these small businesses in town. Why can't we create an incentive to employ the local youth? So there's so many ideas out there. We
Thank
need to
you.
utilize them.
And IJ.
Like Kristen said, the youth are the future of our town, and if they keep living, then we're having no workforce. I will advocate for a school-to-work pathway where we partner with Keanu College to increase the core and intention program. And also, I want to see that we have youth job fair where we can connect the youth with local businesses so they understand the pathway in how to study and also get a job and stay in town. That I will advocate for.
Thank you. You want to? Okay. Go ahead.
So growing up here, they had higher students. So I used to work at Grey Gardens before Dunvegan Gardens. So I would want to bring that back. And I'd have a youth job connector with the Chamber, Keanu College, and local employers, plus municipal grants for apprenticeships so tradespeople stay and grow their careers here. I'd also want to bring a veterinarian scholarship here to retain vets in Fort McMurray, as that's very important as well.
Thank you. Okay, our next question will go to Deborah. The Business Roundtable emphasized diversifying beyond oil and gas and improving transportation routes. How will you support diversification and infrastructure that facilitates business growth?
Can you repeat the question, please?
I can. The Business Roundtable emphasized diversifying beyond oil and gas and improving transportation routes. How will you support diversification and infrastructure that facilitates business growth?
That is a very good question. I can't say that I actually know the answer to that one. And we do need to actually not stay away from the sites, but we do need to have our roads and our busing and our transit available to everybody in the community to be able to access the different businesses that they want to get to, the different medical appointments that they need to go to. Unfortunately, I don't have the answer to that, but it is something that I will look into.
Thank you. And Mike, same question. The Business Roundtable emphasized diversifying beyond oil and gas and improving transportation routes. How will you support diversification and infrastructure that facilitates business growth?
The D word, diversification. It's been a buzzword in every single election I've ever been involved in. And it's a challenge in Wood Buffalo primarily because we are an industry town. We're an oil sands town, but we've looked at a lot of different things. I think the secret is going to be in education, in technology, and there's technologies that we can use that we can sell to other parts of the world as well. We have industry here that needs our technology, that needs education, that needs a lot of the certain things. We're not going to have huge gardens here that are year-round. We're not going to have huge industries start up, primarily because of transportation issues out of the region. So where our opportunities are going to be is how can we find opportunities with industry that we can also use for outside of the community and sell to other parts of the world.
Thank you. And Ty, same question. The Business Roundtable emphasized diversifying beyond oil and gas and improving transportation routes. How will you support diversification and infrastructure that facilitates business growth?
I'll continue advocating for another highway out of town. What creates with a single dead-end highway is a supply chain issue. Again, not really something that I can do on council or that we can do on council, but we can keep pushing the provincial government for it. And I agree with Mike, diversification seems like a dirty word in a town that is a boom and bust town that is centered around oil and gas. So there's really not much that I can do for that, honestly.
Thank you. And Jennifer would like to rebut. So you have 30 seconds.
When we talk about diversifying our economy, one of the partnerships that we need to look at is with the government of Alberta. They have invested over $12 million in Indigenous tourism over the past 6 years, and what a fantastic opportunity for our region. We are in the middle of the Boreal Forest. We have 12 Métis and First Nations communities, and we've already invested in infrastructure such as the McMurray Métis Center that would really grow and enhance our ability to have Indigenous-led tourism within our region.
Thank you, Jennifer. And Joe also would like to answer. So you have 30 seconds, Joe.
Thank you. My thought is diversification doesn't mean getting away from the industry we're currently supporting north and south of town. Bitumen is used in a lot of products, carbon fiber, other things that we could produce here in Fort McMurray rather than shipping our bitumen somewhere else where the value is being added. So that, a surplus of electricity, I think we're poised to develop and expand beyond bitumen production and use that bitumen for value-add products right here in Fort McMurray.
Thank you so much. And Funky, you have 30 seconds.
Thank you. We need to follow up on Highway 63 to complete the training. We need to also follow up on the promise of Highway 686. We also need to maximize the oil sands advantage in this region. Some of the processes like fabrication is being done outside the region. That's diversification. We bring it here. The sulfur, the waste from oil, we can use that and start making some. Then we need a factory. We brought in a lot of immigrants.
Thank you, Funky.
No Thank you.
Okay. And Dogar, you have 30 seconds.
Thank you very much. I feel that there is a need of ring road around the town so that the dangerous goods they do not pass through the town. This is one I feel. Then the second, the Fraser Avenue, we should try to eliminate few houses in the end so they are connected towards the Walmart and subsequent towards the south. These are the two things straight away I can recommend. Thank you.
Thank you. And Luana wanted to answer the high youth unemployment question. Did we miss you?
No, that's it.
Okay, so do you want me to repeat the question?
Sure, please.
High youth unemployment and a skills gap were noted. What initiatives would you champion to improve access to job training programs and align education with local economic needs? You have 30 seconds.
Thank you. I think one of the things that hasn't been said tonight and talked about is our strong nonprofit sector. We have everything from serving houseless people to medical interventions to social work. So it's more than the RAP program. We talk about diversification, but we have a lot that we can offer as a sector to help our youth succeed in our community and stay here.
Thank you. The next question will go to Tiffany. So businesses desire more transparent communication and participation in shaping local policies. As a councillor, how would you enhance consultation, transparency, and the flow of information to the business community?
So for proactive transparency, we share not just decisions but the reasoning and data behind them. Use plain language summaries for budgets, infrastructure projects, and policy changes. So helping them with those processes by streamlining, deepen the community engagement, just so you can get the flow of information from the businesses and vice versa. You can also do like a digital automated system where you guys can share information. So if they're having any struggles or anything they want to share, you can automatically reply to that and be able to address those needs right away to help with those businesses. And that's it.
Thank you. Renee, same question. Businesses desire more transparent communication and participation in shaping local policies. As a councillor, how would you enhance consultation, transparency, and the flow of information to the business community?
So I know the value of involvement in decision making. I have sat for the last 11 years on 5 boards and committees with the municipality, 3 of which I'm currently on. Two-way dialogue is important in that in those venues. You know that we want to push for stakeholder input early on in policy, not have the decisions made and then that input provided afterwards. Committees must work both ways. I believe administration needs to come to committees and talk about the challenges that they're facing and the solutions that they offer when business and others are involved on those committees. We need to hear from them too. Everyone has a seat in shaping local policies. This is not something that belongs to council alone. The leadership that we have, we need to be able to hear others, what their concerns are, what their solutions are, and then move forward on that basis. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Funky, same question. Businesses desire more transparent communication and participation in shaping local policies. As a councillor, how would you enhance consultation, transparency, and the flow of information to the business community?
Thank you. The way that we collect information, our public engagement, as of now, is not effective. We just go out there, the administration goes out there, they do the check and come back. We have no set target of percentage or number of people to contact. I would want to see that change. I've brought that up before, but this is something we need to improve on. So it's not a matter of the weeks, but how many people are involved. And we need to also utilize the committees that we have, downtown revitalization, the pro-business group, the Chamber of Commerce, community futures, people supporting small businesses within this community. We need to work with them to ensure that businesses' voices are heard. And we are not doing that right now. So that's what I think we need to improve on. Thank you.
Thank you. Deborah, you have 30 seconds.
Thank you. With regards to engagements and people coming to I would say committee meetings, and there is always a councillor member assigned to a committee. Now, those committee members, they do have all these discussions and everything else. It's really important for council sitting on that committee to voice their concerns that they've heard from the committee, because they're actively trying to engage and find ways around these problems.
Thank you so much. You're out of the bottle. Our next question will go to Joe. The proposed 2025 operating budget increased by about $34 million. How would you scrutinize spending, prioritize investments that support business competitiveness, and ensure fiscal accountability?
Great question, thank you. I think with the budget, and it's something I've have experience with managing large, complex budgets, but I think it comes down to due diligence. And as a council, in reviewing the budget, we need to listen, think, then act. I think sometimes we get that order mixed up, and sometimes we skip an order. But the diligence around evaluating spending, and that really comes down to identifying the priorities from you, who council works for, and part of that is the listening piece, where it's not up to council, I don't think, to identify priorities. My priorities are probably very similar to everyone here. So that being said, we have to bring your voice to those conversations when we're determining where your tax dollars are being spent, and treat that money like it's our money and not just numbers on page. Thank you.
Thank you.
Christine, same question. The proposed 2025 operating budget increased by about $34 million. How would you scrutinize spending, prioritize investments that support business competitiveness, and ensure fiscal accountability?
Great question. I don't have an answer for you. I think that with the history that we've had in the past, I think if I give an answer to this question, I'm not sure many people would like the answer. And I say that because personally, I think, every year we should be audited. Where's our money going? As a taxpayer myself, I want to know what programs is my money going to? The youth, for example, we talked about the youth. Is my tax dollars going towards youth programs? Is my tax dollars going towards disability programs? What about the children that are autistic that have no building or playground to play in here because we don't have fenced playgrounds? Are my tax dollars going there? Or are they going to a business that keeps coming back to us for more money that we've already given them? So it's a hard question for me to answer.
Thank you. Clyde, same question. The proposed 2025 operating budget increased by about $34 million. How would you scrutinize spending, prioritize investments that support business competitiveness, and ensure fiscal accountability?
One thing I would look at is stakeholders, say on council or the mayor, for example, that stand to gain from a prospective project. I would kind of leave them out of the debate type of thing. Like, take for example, I have Métis heritage myself, so I'm not knocking it. I like the cultural center, but the initial quotes were $22 million. Then someone retired from politics and was awarded the position, lifetime position as a member, and then all of a sudden given the executive director's position. And the costs ballooned to $75 million. And it sat dormant. The wood on the outside is rotten. And yet, this person is, I don't know. It just seems to me that it's, there seems to be something that to be said about having people make decisions that benefits them personally, as opposed to, decision-making that's made irrespective of your special interest. Thank you.
Thank you. And Joker, same question. The proposed 2025 operating budget increased by about $34 million. How would you scrutinize spending, prioritize investments that support business competitiveness, and ensure fiscal accountability?
Thank you very much. Very nice question and very pertinent. And I all myself go by my colleague, what's her name? Christine gave a very beautiful reply. I put up a motion that for every increase of 5 to 10 million, every second day there's an increase in the capital budget. There should be a councillor already earmarked a month before so that he studies it, and he also gives his recommendations along with the administration. But that was turned down unanimously because they don't want to do it. They said that we don't have the time. Another thing, 4 million was approved about 3 weeks back for connection of Arden Street with Sinai. That connection already has it. I have seen that in the morning, and this evening I again went it, and today I again went it, third time, and it is being, something is done. If that is to be done there, why not the streets which are broken? why are not the repairs done? You know, that is twice I tried to go on to the 200 million flood relief. I was not given the access, and many times, you know, I cannot straight away recall. So the monitoring is not appropriate. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you. And Luana, you'd like to rebut? You have 30 seconds.
Thank you. I think most of us in the nonprofit sector could squeeze a quarter out of a nickel. I think it's looking for synergies and making sure that the departments within the municipality are working in collaboration. You don't fix a road on Dickens Drive one day or 1 year and then rip it up the next to replace the pipes. So with increasing synergies, and what council can do is create policies that ensure there are those synergies and that different departments are working collaboratively to make sure that that happens.
Thank you. And John, you have 30 seconds.
Thanks for that. I do have to respond to some of the comments that were made earlier. This is, and what I'd like people to consider is the behavior you see here is the behavior you can expect to see on council. If you see people attacking other individuals, that's exactly what you're going to see on council. That's why we have a dysfunctional council now. So I would encourage people to look for those who can have constructive dialogue going forward. That's going to be a key to getting things done going forward. Take it back to
Our next question. We'll go to Verna. The strategic plan highlights building partnerships and fiscal management. What specific incentives would you propose or support to encourage local business growth and investment while staying consistent with the plan's goals and budgetary constraints?
Thanks for the question. The strategic plan really is our plan for the 4 years, and it's done right away when you're elected. So it's a little difficult to get feedback right away on that plan, but I think it's so important as councillors that we listen to the community and what they want to see on that plan. We can't prioritize what we don't know, and if you're not engaged in the community, other people are making the decisions for you, and it's the same with budget. It's so important to engage with that process. It's what's going to carry us through to for the whole entire year. And I always say that if you want to buy a car, you don't ask your neighbor what color it should be. So we shouldn't do the same things with budgets. We shouldn't just assume that good decisions will be made. We should be proactive with being engaged with budget. And the strategic plan, I think we should be accountable for that. And right now, I know that there is good check marks for the platform for the strategic plan. I think that needs to continue, but I also think it needs to show that we're more responsible as elected officials, because sometimes things will just slip through the cracks and, nothing will be addressed, and that's not what it should be for a strategic plan. Thank you.
Thank you, Verna. Well, same question. The strategic plan highlights building partnerships and fiscal management. What specific incentives would you propose or support to encourage local business growth and investment while staying consistent with the plan's goals and budgetary constraints? Again, the strategic plan highlights building partnerships and fiscal management. What specific incentives would you propose or support to encourage local business growth and investment while staying consistent with the plan's goals and budgetary constraints?
I honestly don't have the answer to that. The business people have the answer to that. And with 18% engagement, I think it's pretty scary. We need to find out different ways to hear from them. So I don't know. I know it involves bringing the people with the answers to the room to hear what they have to say. They're the subject matter experts, not me. I'm not asking, or I'm not trying to earn anybody's vote or run for council because I think I have the answers. I don't. So it's leaning on the experts and using their advice and their experience to drive the direction.
Thank you. IJ, same question. The strategic plan highlights building partnerships and fiscal management.
What specific incentives would you propose or support to encourage local business growth and investment while staying consistent with the plan's goals and budgetary constraints?
When it comes to fiscal management, now we have to look at each line item before we move on anything. We need to prioritize what we put our budget on. And for local businesses, it's very important because for you to spend anything, you want to ensure that you're making the right decision and it's yielding maximum benefit for the community. And so it's very important that we just don't spend because we want to spend, but we look at the cost benefit of every project and ensuring that whatever we're going to put our dollar in, it is something that will yield the benefit of the community and not because we want to do it. It's very important that we begin to listen to the need of the people for us to grow and continue to grow our region. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Jogar, you have 30 seconds.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to speak on CIP. CIP from the very first year, it has been my very much lot of concern. 45 million are being spent. I put up a motion that council should go and follow it up, and it was unanimously turned down. And if United Way for that 18 million can go, why can't we do it? You know, we have to be more vibrant as a council. All of you, I may not be there, you know, but I feel that is the criteria. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That wraps up our questions for this evening, so we're going to move on to closing statements. I will remind the candidates again that you have 1.5 minutes, and we're going to go in the same order as opening because that's what's on my sheet. Okay, first up is John Scott.
Hey everybody, thanks again to everyone who's attending and watching online. I'm assuming there's quite a few. I'm going to try to make sure I can see the time this time around. What I would encourage people to consider when they're voting this time around is a mix of experience and new people. You want people who have experience with budgets, and you want some new folks on council, because someday they're going to be the next generation of councilors. So as far as experience goes, I've been a councilor, I've been an MLA, I've been a minister under Jim Prentice, I've owned a business, I've been the mayor. You know, I really truly believe that one of the things that will incentivize business is if government gets out of the way. To my core, the more business owners I talk to, the more I realize that. I would consider strongly the people that I'm going to vote for are people who have had community involvement. I think that's critical to the success of this region. People that are actually invested here and who care enough about the region to do more than complain. They want to get out and have solutions. So I really believe we need to make Fort McMurray the best place in the world. It's incredibly strong. Let's make it even stronger. So please vote for Don Scott, and take care, everybody.
Thank you, Don. Up next is Jennifer.
Thank you for everyone who was here. This was difficult. This was very hard, so just no one clap, don't take away from my time. But I just wanted to acknowledge everybody over here because these questions were hard, and it is very difficult expressing the things that we want to express to you, and thank you all for being here. Thank you for the Chamber for hosting this event, and to all of you and who continue to engage and who continue to show up and who continue to ask us the hard questions. What I've heard consistently from residents and businesses are clear. We need council members who are prepared, competent, collaborative, and ethical. That's exactly what I bring. My leadership foundation is built on collaboration, competency, dependability, strong ethics, and a willingness to learn. I've been putting this into action. If any of you are on my social media pages, we talk about communication here and the importance of plain language. I take our 6-hour council meetings and I summarize them into 2-page summaries in plain language for people to understand. Thank you. I bring over a decade of senior leadership experience in government relations, community development, where I've delivered real outcomes that have benefited our region. With your support, I'll work collaboratively with our regional champions like the Chamber, like NABA, our unions, our colleges, our college, our industry partners, and our Indigenous communities and our business owners, our workers, to strengthen our local economy, support our businesses, and ensure that Wood Buffalo remains a great place to work, to live, and to build a future. Thank you all for your time.
And Deborah.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out this evening. The questions were very difficult to answer in such a short period of time. Thank you for the Chamber for hosting this event and Landmark for providing the space. I've been here for 25 years. I've worked in politics and in the oil sands, but in politics, I have been behind the scenes. I've been the one that's researched and did all the writing for review and helped people. I'm here to help people. I want to hear what you have to say and what you need. And with that, I will strive to bring your decisions, what you want, to council to see how we can improve the community of Fort McMurray and the regional municipality of Wood Buffalo. Ward 1 is important, but all the wards in all of the municipality are important as well. We need to learn to listen. We need to learn to come together. We do not have to argue. We can say, my thing is, you can have an opinion, but you don't have to agree. You can respectfully be in the same sandbox to say, we can work together. If we work together, we will strive. That is my thing. So vote for Moses.
Thank you.
Well, I would like to thank the Chamber of Commerce today for this forum. I would like to thank all of my colleague candidates, all the audience out here, and everybody watching online. I would like to say that I believe in community-based leadership. I believe on transparency. I believe in youth. I believe in local business. I believe in diversity and inclusion. I believe in you, and I believe that you're going to vote for me. Vote for Farmer Bush.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Corinne Dyer, and I'm running again for Ward 1 Councillor. And first off, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to my family, my husband and my son, and my friends that have supported me. Throughout my advocacy through disability, I've noticed a lot of red tape, and there is no need for it. So, for example, I needed a car seat for my son when he was a little baby on the smart bus. They approved me, but they wouldn't approve my son because he didn't have a car seat. They just approved car seats this year, but the city is still not advertising it. So, for me, these are just common sense things that we just need to change. So allow me to be your voice on council. Vote Corinne Dyer. Thank you.
So my good friend Terry Collette from ACO once taught me the value of brevity in public speaking. Never easy being up here answering questions that are thrown at you. You hung in there tonight as an audience, and I commend you. So residents know that the past decade on council has been marked by division and missed opportunities. We can't afford to repeat that. I actually want to reach out to Don and compliment him for his response earlier. Residents really are looking for fresh leadership. That's what I'm hearing on doors that I'm knocking on. But before council can work with administration and lead this region, it must heal itself. And I think Don had the right idea. Let's go with a blend of what we have for leadership. If we want different results, we must choose different leadership. I offer you a new option. Stability, accountability, and leadership that puts community first. Accountability isn't a promise. It's my record. It has been my record throughout my life. My focus is on restoring professionalism, collaboration, and transparency. We can agree to disagree, but we can do it in a respectful way. Steady leadership, rooted in trust and transparency. That's how we can restore confidence in council and moving Wood Buffalo forward. I may be at the bottom of the ballot, but on October the 20th, please put me at the top of your list. Thank you.
And Joe.
I'm not reading, I'm timing myself. Your chairs look much more comfortable than these stools up here. Thanks for hanging in with us. I came here in 91. I was refueling aircraft and handling baggage out in the cold, dark, dead winter. And from there I got into the trades. If anyone ever ate after the oil can at the Garden Cafe, I was line cook there for a number of years. So chances are, if you were there at that time, you had some nice meals that I prepared for you. But I transitioned into leading multi-trades organizations. I've been doing what I believe in for the last couple of decades here in Fort Mac, hiring youth, getting them through trades, giving them a career path that they can be proud of. So those are the things that I will continue to do. And the reason I'm running is I have 4 adult children born and raised here, fantastic schooling, hockey, dance, you name it, for extracurricular activities. We've been blessed and have built a beautiful life here in Fort McMurray. And I'm going to continue to serve whether I'm successful on October 20th or not. But if I am successful, I would urge everyone, please treat this election as you're hiring someone. Check out the resumes. You've got to see us all here tonight. You've seen some behavior. You got to know us a little bit. Please check out my website, my Facebook page, and reach out. My ears are open to listen. I've been doing that for the last few weeks, and I look forward to hearing more input on how we can move these complex problems forward in our community. And we need people.
Joe.
Thank you.
And Derek.
Hey folks, thought I'd take a second to remind everybody why I love Fort McMurray so much. I moved here when I was 19 years old from Winnipeg, and my dreams weren't very good coming from Winnipeg. My dreams was maybe when I was 30, maybe if I got married and split with someone, maybe I could own a house someday. Well, Fort McMurray made the dream a reality for me. I apologize. At 21 years old, I was able to own that house. And that's the kind of opportunity I want to see for our future generations out here. I love Fort McMurray. I lost my house in the fire, and I did a lot of, you may have seen a viral video of me on the internet when I lost my house in the fire. I took the opportunity to let everyone know all over the world about how wonderful our community was, because I truly believe in it. It's made me want to get back to the community. You may recognize my voice. I do the announcing for Little League football. I love giving back to the juniors for golf. And, like some of the other counselors have said here, we need some experience and we need to mix up some new people too. And I want to be that future generation for all of you. I am going to be here forever. This is my home. I love Fort McMurray. I'm not laughing. I love this place. I think we all should. I want to help make Fort McMurray someplace that we're all talking about for all the right reasons. I'm running out of time, but follow me out there. I'm going to give you guys a lot more on the internet and stuff. Keep in tune. Jared Sabovich for Council 2025. But most importantly, please vote October 20th. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ty.
Yeah, Ty Brandt. So I understand this was put on by the Chamber of Commerce, and if it wasn't evident by the non-answers I had, I'm not a business person. I'm not a subject matter expert in business. That's what I rely on other folks for. What I have the ability to do is listen and hold accountable myself and others. We got a saying where I work that I'll never lie to you. I'll never pull an answer out of the air because if I lose credibility, then what do I have? So that's what I'm here to do is literally listen to the people, be accessible, be available, and be accountable. You can check out my website, tiesourguide.ca. I also made possibly the foolish mistake of putting my phone number out there for anyone that wants to call me. I didn't plan for this event today. I didn't expect to be able to be here. I'm working down in Edmonton right now for this week, and I'm heading back there right after this. But I thought it was important to come up here and interact with folks. Again, not a business guy, but got lots of friends in business, and that's who I rely on for answers. I just really want to see this place. I hate the word. Thrive. I just really want to see this place come back to what it was and what it potentially can be. And as I agree with many people on this panel, a good mix of experience and new blood is what's needed. Once again, research your candidates, reach out to them, talk to them. I think almost everybody here makes themselves available. I know I do. So chat with them and find out what they're all about.
Thank you.
Feel free to give me a call the next 4 hours while I'm driving.
Clyde.
I mean, no disrespect by sitting down here. I have arthritis. My knees are bad. I don't want to be shaking any worse than I am. I was asked the question earlier, and when I first stood up here, I told you my big thing is I'm an honest person. We saw what happened this past week with someone that tries to be honest. It's not always appreciated by people that are dishonest. And when I answered my question here, someone's rebuttal was to come up and say, that's more of what you can expect in council. I'm going to say, you're goddamn right, that's more of what you can expect in council. That's who I am. And I say what I feel. So, you know what I mean? For someone to attack me and say that's what you can expect, someone who in the Integrity Commissioner Peacock said his actions were abusive.
We're going to keep it to closing statements, please. We're not going to do personal attacks. We're not going to do personal attacks,
I
Clyde.
think that's something we should be looking at.
Clyde.
Well, I'm just trying to be truthful.
I totally get it, but we're going to keep it to closing statements, please.
Okay, my closing statement is I have a political science degree. I studied philosophy. I know how to argue. I know how to make a point. I know how to tell the truth about things. Punky knows that very well. And Doker. I tell the truth about everybody whenever I feel it, like Michael Ferrara up there smiling, nodding his head a little bit. I appreciate that guy when he comes into council because he tells it like it is. I'm shaking because I'm still perturbed at the audacity of someone to come up and say what they said. Thank you.
Tiffany?
I just want to share that this election isn't just about politics, it's about people. It's about families who want stability, students who deserve opportunity, and seniors who have given so much and still have so much more to share. My commitment is to listen with empathy, lead with transparency, and act with integrity. Together we can shape a Fort McMurray that reflects the best of who we are, resilient, diverse, and united. Let's put the voices of our Fort McMurray residents first, and let's build the future our community deserves. Thank you so much for putting on this event. I'm honored to be here today, and I'm just really appreciative. Thank you so much for everybody who showed up.
Thank you. Funky?
Thank you. I'm Funky Banjoko again, and it's been my honor. And when I say it's my honor to serve in this community, I truly mean it. Coming from Africa and getting to this point where I am. It is difficult not to get along with me. So if you all are voted in, get ready. I will be there working with you and supporting you. I'm ready for 4 more years. I am a leader that shows up. Currently, I sit on 4 boards, and my record shows for it. I show up for meetings. I'm ready to do the work. And we will need to continue some of the works that has been started. At the heart of everyone seated here is the economy. We need to look at lives jobs more. We need to retain people. Without people, businesses will not strive.
Thank you.
So we need to do that. On October 20th, please vote for Funky Banjoko. Whoever will be
Thank you, Funky.
needs a vote.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And IJ, your closing statement.
I'm Dr. IJ Uche Izala, and I've been here with my family for 15 years. Leaving the oil sand industry wasn't fun, but it was a necessity because there was a need to help the next generation, which is the future of our community. And so this election is crucial. If we don't participate, we should not anticipate for any change. And we must look out for who we put in that office. People that are tactical, strategic, and know what they're doing. Because every dollar counts and must be accounted for. And that's why we need leaders that are committed, ready to listen, and willing to work with the people. I've seen so much disconnect. The council is saying something. The people are wanting another thing. How do we collaborate to make sure that we listen to the people that have put us there in power? How do we work with the people that have voted us in? It is very important that on the 20th, when you go to vote, they say they vote from top. No, we're smarter than that. We should check. Start from the bottom. look for you. The name is simple, Uche Ezela IJ. Vote for me because I will listen to you, I will work with you, and ensure that we grow our community to the put our
Thank you,
community on the
IJ.
global stage. Thank you.
Verna?
I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. It's good to see people trying to figure out which candidate is going to be checked off on the 20th on their ballot. We talked about consistency earlier, and I think that we have to start setting the example at the level of council. And the first thing that we should be doing is hiring a CAO and keeping that CAO for longer than one budget and giving some consistency in the administration. But beyond that, I'm just a regular mom, been married for 30 years to Tim. He works in the oil sands. We moved out here for the opportunity, like many from Cape Breton. And I just want, seems a lot of you, good snow removal, my garbage picked up. I want budget to be balanced, and I want our community to grow. I think we also have to start doing work with federal and provincial governments as well as industry. For so long, we haven't had to work with them, but now we do. If we're going to diversify and to grow, we really have to start getting in the ear of the other politicians at the different levels. They're making decisions with their money, and I want that money to come to our community. I hope that you'll go and check out my websites or my Facebook page and vote for me on the 20th. Thank you.
Thank you, Verna. Jogar?
Thank you very much, everybody, for coming here, Chamber of Commerce for organizing it, and best of all is the residents who gave me a leadership role for one term. First term, 4 years, and surely I'm always grateful. This is my hometown, 9 of them my grandchildren, 9 of them children born here in this town. I owe a lot to this town. My 3 children have been graduated from Alberta University, which I could never thought of giving that much of good education. About the CEO, which recently appointed, we have the honor of dealing with 5 CEOs, and ultimately formula is, which I reminded in the first month, that we should promote our own man, whosoever is the best. Take him for 6 months and then make him permanent, or the next man comes. Okay, sorry, we have lost 2 severances in this process, not to falling this one. We have always, about 8-9 cases I can recommend, where people from outside the town have been hired for the jobs. For my services, MP Yardga acknowledged me with a medal, Blake medal, and another from Don Scott, maybe future councillor. Thank you very much for Mr. Mayor for training me for challenges, to meet challenges. I have, in 70 years, have not faced any case against me, but in
Thank you, Dogar.
in this 4 years, I have missed 10. 3 in the courts, 7 internally.
No.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
want to thank him for training me for challenges. I was pushed out in the first month, and thank you, I am completing 4 years.
It's okay.
Mike?
Okay, I'll echo that. Thank you very much to the Fort McMurray Chamber of Commerce for hosting this. Every year you put on a forum for all of the candidates, mayoral and council, and it's so important that we get these voices out into the community. Unfortunately, municipal elections, this level of election, it tends to be the lowest voter turnout among provincial, federal, and it's always the lowest. Please spread the word. Please get out there and just encourage everybody to vote. There's also members of media here that a number of times that I've talked to them, and they said, "So you're running again?" I go, no, I'm done. I put my time in. And then I really realized where my passion is. My passion is in serving. And I get my high out of getting results. So I'm proud of things that I've achieved in the past, along with others, in collaboration with others, administration, different levels. 20 Highway 63, getting critical infrastructure for this community that we needed during those high growth periods. Those are where I get my high out of achieving results. So I have an understanding, I understand governance, and I understand how the municipality is going to get growing. I watched another debate at another community recently where people were saying, oh, it's broken. Well, I tell you what, Fort McMurray's not broken. I love this community. It's going to be my home for the rest of my life. But we can always do better. And every week is going to bring something, a new challenge and a way to approach it. We need to have the right governance.
Luana?
I know I broke it. Thank you, everybody. Everything that's basically been said tonight boils down to one thing, and that's people. I think all of us are here because we want to serve people. And it's council's responsibility to do more than just pass policies. It's the responsibility to listen. There's been comments about research people, look at their track records. That's fantastic because I'll throw mine out there. I have almost 4 decades of leading, and that means I have 4 decades of listening and helping people solve problems. And that's what I will bring to the table. I don't think there's any question that people are well aware. This municipality has a reputation of going through a number of CAOs, and that starts at the top. That kind of stuff comes from council on down. It is critical that those people with boots on the ground feel supported, feel safe, feel able to do their job, and that comes from the top. If this council is not respecting the CAO and that CAO doesn't feel safe, we've got a huge problem. My track record of listening and leading will help be able to advocate for policies that will create that safe environment for every member of the staff team at the municipality all the way on up. So please do check out my track record. Even my worst detractors will tell you I have led with integrity, accountability, and respect for others.
And Christine.
Well, as you know, I'm Christine Kingdog. I've been a long-time resident of Fort Mac. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and I work here in Fort McMurray. Part of my campaign is about fair funding. I want to make sure that our tax dollars are staying within this region instead of going outside of this region. There's so many things that I want to fight for within Fort McMurray that it's hard to list everything that you feel so passionately about, and it's hard to condense it into 1.5 minutes. So I guess what I'm saying is, if you want to know more about what I'm about and what I'm representing and who I am, I'm on Facebook. Look for Chrissy Kindop. I have a website that's kindopforcouncil.com. My phone number is on my business cards. There's multiple ways to reach out to me. I would love to have those conversations with each and every single one of these people that are sitting in front of us, and to the ones out there. It's difficult because like I was saying, like there's so much that you want to talk about, and my mind is racing, and I don't even know where to start.
Christine. That concludes our forum for tonight. I would just like to remind you guys about the mayoral candidate forum on October 1st from 6:30 to 9 p.m. at the Doug Barnes cabin. Anthony just has a few words to say as well.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us here. The next part of our program tonight, we are going to start the Conjuring movie. I'm just joking. Okay, a huge thank you to Landmark for hosting us today. I don't know if you saw when you came in, but they have a table at the front. They're able to set up amazing business events, family events, community events. So if this is of interest to you, they were amazing partners to work with and were able to customize things for us. They got us so much extra AV equipment that they needed to order. So we're super grateful for your guys' support. I want to give a huge shout out to the Chamber team. We had our fall job fair today. So they were all at Mac Island from 10 to 6 today. Over 1,000 job seekers came out. So such a good hustle and amazing effort for the community and small business. And while we're on the topic of everyone supporting small business, and next weekend is our fall trade show. So we would love to see as many people out as possible. It's going to be an amazing event. We have hugely new programs. So that is September 26th to 28th, next Friday, Saturday, Sunday at McDonald Island Park. A lot of the people up here might have booths, so you can have some chance to connect face-to-face with them personally. So that's next weekend, our fall trade show. Thank you so much for your support, and we will see you at our next event. Thanks a lot.